good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Hope everyone's having a good end of the week. Let's make sure we're live here. Today we vibe code a little bit. Let's see, we should be live. Hope everyone's having a good end of the we're good. All hail the squirrel. Welcome back, Barry. Thanks for being here. How you doing today? This should be working. Yeah, this is all working great. And I got some feedback on Twitter about the bootcamp page. I believe I fixed everything. Let me just double check. All right, prompts are in there. This takes you to prompt browser, good. This takes you to prompt browser, good. And then we should have fixed the X link. Voila, we're good. Okay. I'm gonna clean this up very soon. Just haven't had the time to work on this independently. And it looks like, why is it pulling? This is a GPT issue. It shouldn't be pulling live streams at all. Gotta fix that. Fix that over the weekend. What's everyone built with Opus 4.7? Yeah, yesterday's video, I didn't want it to be anything crazy. I just wanted to vibe. And, you know, we built out 3 different ideas and I was thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. So today, I think we actually work out of the terminal in Muddy OS. I wanted to work on this office view here. And if you saw yesterday's video, you'll know that I created this 3D office view. Let's actually go check that out. Rebuilt my config is the first thing Opus 4.6 or 4.7 did was catalog my .env into chat. Oh my goodness. Set up preview. I'm not gonna give it a specific port. Yo, happy Friday, Ryan. Welcome back. How you doing today? What's up, balls? And you know, one thing I didn't do was a pre-stream espresso. I probably should have. Four 173. So like, yes, this looks cool and all, but I want to have like a fixed camera view. And if anything, make the room bigger. But yeah, Opus pretty much, it one-shot this, right? Now, when it comes to wiring, we didn't wire anything together. We were just building this cool looking 3D. Now we do have to kind of fix this overlap here. But I'm kind of thinking I might want to take a different approach to it. I'm not sure yet. Or we just try rebuilding this from scratch. In the terminal, in Muddy OS, right? It's kind of what I'm feeling. Claude here. Good, 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 good. And you know what? Let's just go max. Max effort with Claude Max. Why not? Yo, what's up, TJ? Maestro in the house. Yeah, it was a fun little experiment. I just wanted to see, you know, yesterday's video was all about testing Opus 4.7's capability from like a 3D visual perspective. Given my Claw Bert access to my Fitbit, and it's savage if I don't do my fitness for the day. Nice. What model is Clawbert operating off of, out of curiosity? I see my workers throwing paper planes around the office. Could be fun. I know, right? Yo, what's up, Rue? Welcome back. How you doing today? All right, and then we also need to go back to what was the, there's a way to view every single prompt. I just don't have it memorized. Is it just Control R? Is that it? No, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything either. Okay. What if we just review it? Oh, it's searching prompts. Okay. Interesting. Review? No. Anybody in chat happen to know? I guess rewind. Restore code, enter conversation to a previous point. Oh, I had to, let's close out of here. Claude, resume. And then if we go rewind here. Okay, here is the original prompt. Hey Claude, I'd like to build a 3D office I can plug into my OpenClaw setup. I wanted to feature. Okay. I mean, that wasn't a very in-depth prompt at all, was it? we literally just vibed it. Wait, really? That's impressive. That means you've been putting in the work. You know, I had this working, but I didn't see the point in it when I have my meetings scheduled, and then they do have their own chat where they communicate back and forth, but it's specific to the meeting. And then there's like a post-sync follow-up, what I call an accountability sweep, where usually 8 hours after the meeting, anything that wasn't taken action on gets done, right? So I didn't create that kind of feature where I just want them openly chatting back and forth. I also discovered that didn't work like as I thought it would, right? Got it. Yeah, I haven't reached a limit yet on OpenAI, which is impressive. But I also am not building OpenClaw setups from scratch with it yet. As I've teased, for the next bootcamp, we're going to be featuring OpenAI to build a brand new OpenClaw setup for the people to watch the process from start to finish. But that's in the queue, and it's probably not going to happen until I get back to the States. Hey, Claude, I want you to go look at the team section in Muddy OS Ops. And we have different viewpoints. We have the OG list view, we have an office view, filter view, and then a GPT filter view. I'd like you to create a fourth option based off of, you know, the JSON files that all of those filter tabs are based off of. And I'd like to create a 3D office environment using, of course, your Opus 4.7. And I want it to feature our primary agents, which have their own workspaces. So that's Muddy, Elon, Gary, and Warren. We also have Clay, but he directly communicates to Muddy. And I just want this to be a kind of like a visual where I can see what responsibilities they have and what sub-agents they have that report to them. Let me know if you have any questions. This is for OpenClaw. And let me give you some reference links here as well. And let's see how it does. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, go with what you can afford, right? Like it's, you know, it's fine if you're on the $20 a month plan, just kind of work around those limits, you know. Got to put food on the table first and foremost. I understand that. Could cause more problems than it's worth. Yeah, so I did originally build out, I'll show after I'm done building this, but I did build out a C-suite chat to where if I have an idea and I don't want to spin up a stand-up, I drop that note into chat, and then on the next heartbeat, depending on the agent I tag or the agents I tag, Muddy generally kicks that off and then pings that agent to let it know, you know, get this done. So there's that kind of chat room feature that you can incorporate, right? Whereas each of your agents with a workspace and their own heartbeats reference that chat to see if there's any backlogged items or unaddressed items from that chat. That's an idea for you. Whoa. Thorn. Thank you, Thorn. I appreciate it. Barry, congrats. You got gifted a membership. TJ. Bad Boy. Leroy Brown. Waters. And a Martinro. Hey, thank you for those gifted. Damn, Thorn. I really appreciate that. I'm using a voice whisper flow. And I normally put a reference link in chat. Let me grab one for you if you want it. Where's that? Let me disable this real quick. And let's go back to an older live stream. It should be somewhere in here. I don't have it exactly copy paste ready. Where is it? Oh yeah, you know what? I need to optimize those bios from older live streams. Interesting. I am also working on a tools section for like common tools that I use with links. I just haven't finished that on the website yet. Let's go home. Let's go videos live. Maybe it was. Yeah, we both get a free month here if you sign up. But for anybody curious, I did sign up as an affiliate there as well because there's just so many people, you know, clicking the OG link of mine that was on a personal level. And I thought, well, might as well create an affiliate link. And we still both get a free month through that route. But they offer free trials, so you don't even have to pay, right? You can just sign up, get a free month, test it, see how you like it. But Whisperflow is great. I just have it binded to my F1 key, which sometimes, depending on the application, conflicts. But for the most part, it doesn't cause any issues. You can set yours however you'd see fit. No, not yet. I need to look at that. Is that within the Claude desktop app? You know, I looked at the Claude desktop app, played with it a little bit. I haven't spent too much time in it. I honestly didn't like the new update. But I need to force myself to spend an hour or two in that Claude desktop app, if that's what you were referring to. Appreciate you, Thorn. How am I using Claude in the CLI? Yeah, it was my workarounds video on how I'm still using my Claude sub for my OpenClaw agent setups. I essentially built my own terminal within MuddyOS that I can then spin up the terminal within any project directory, do work in the CLI, and then it automatically applies to my system, right? So right now it's just analyzing everything based off of my prompt, right? This isn't, don't get confused, right? Like you still can't use your agents to pull from your Anthropic sub. The workaround is doing work like you would in Claude Code in the CLI within the system, right? The agent's personality, sadly, is still being utilized by the OpenAI subscription. There's really no workaround to that unless you want to just pay for the API usage. Yeah. Let me make sure I save that as well. I'm not gonna lie,
so we
I might need
everything
some.
down
I might need some coffee here. It's been a long day, and I didn't make my pre-stream coffee like I normally do. You know. I'm curious, chat. How many cups of coffee does everyone have in a day? For me, it's usually 5 shots of espresso throughout the day. 3 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. And look, I just gave it enough details. It explored the code base and it did find everything it needs to know here. So recommended approach, build the 4th tab as a CSS isometric 3D office, perspective plus rotate X on the floor, stack tiles for wall desks, ships inside of your existing stack, no new depths, feels 3D, reuses chief JSON data. Yeah, let's go with your recommended approach, but let's also keep in mind, I'm not opposed to adding more dependencies as long as we don't brick anything. You know, I want you to understand that this OpenClaw setup is operational. So it's imperative that we don't take anything offline or break the system. You know, I do have backups that we can revert to if needed, but it's all about, you know, taking the approach that you are making changes to a production environment. So keeping that in mind. The 3D flavor, the ladder. Fuck it, the ladder. Let's just go with that. Tab name, call it 3D for now. You can always change it down the road. Muddy's workspace contents, should Clay and other direct to COO bots appear inside Muddy's room? Just Clay, because the other bots are disabled right now. And they don't have their own workspaces yet, right? We technically have those 5 agents. So we have Muddy, Elon, Warren, Gary, and Clay with their own workspace, heartbeats, etc. Yeah, I gave you the reference links. It was the docs.openclaw.ai to give you the documentation for OpenClaw. This was my diet for many years. Many years, especially in college. How would you back up the bot? I have them backing up, but not that play out, placing the workspace folder files within. Yeah, so I do, I have 2 different backups. I have one for GitHub private repository that happens every 12 hours, and then Google Drive as well, which backs up all of the OpenClaw workspace files and underlying subdirectories. And then that offsets, that's every 12 hours, but it's at a point where I technically have a backup every 6 hours because of how I have the time split. Yeah, it's just a matter of setting up the cron, setting up the private repository if you haven't already. I have a video on this if you just search back in OpenClaw stuff on like, I think it was, you know, I haven't made one in a while, but it was like one of the first OpenClaw videos I made because people weren't talking about backups enough. So it's like Once you get OpenClaw up and running, here are 3 or 5 things that you should do immediately, and one of those was back up your system or set up automated backups. In my particular case, you know, everything's on a VM, so I do create snapshots from time to time and before, you know, big updates that I think might brick the system. So that's also another form of backup for me, to where instead of having to restore the backup from GitHub or Google Drive, I just go back and restore that snapshot from that moment in time. But let's see how Opus 4.7 and the CLI works here. Oh, I definitely talk about it in that too. Yeah. Good eye, good eye. Thanks for the reminder. I feel like I should just make a backups focused video, to be honest, because it's so important, right? I think it's one of those things that I notice just a lot of people either don't talk about or overlook, right? It's like, yes, this is all cool and fun, but nothing's perfect. Something's going to break. And this is not being negative or pessimistic. It's just the reality of open source systems and you configuring things and tweaking things and adding on to it. Make those backups. It'll save you a ton of time and stress in the long run, and hopefully prevent you from having to rebuild your system. All right, while this is building out, it's auto accepts, and I'm gonna go make a quick espresso. I need it. So let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, I'll be back in like 2, maybe 3 minutes. All right. I realized I overlooked pinning some comments here. Dedicated tea drinker here. Okay, I remember this about you, Barry. And I do want to switch back to green tea for energy, but what's the word I'm looking for? I have an espresso maker upstairs, but it's not like one of those countertop ones. It's an in-wall unit. I fill the beans, I fill the water, I clean out the disposable tray of the coffee grinds every now and then, and it's just you press a button. First you gotta warm it up, all right? It takes about a minute, maybe 2 to warm up sometimes. But you specify how many shots you want, and it just makes it. I mean, it's an amazing machine, but it's also very dangerous. That's the word I was looking for. It's very dangerous to have because of how easy it is to pop out espressos. And it's some Miele, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, this German company. They make great equipment, great kitchen appliances. Yeah, it's one of those. And it's just in the wall. It's wonderful. Oh, I'm realizing I didn't ask you guys this question earlier. 2 or 4? Okay, nice. Yeah, when I'm back in California, don't have this machine, so I don't make espressos. I did buy one of those stovetop Italian brand. It's like I forget what it's called. Having a brain fart right now. I can't remember, but it just took too much time. So I got this French press. I grind up my coffee beans every morning when I'm back, and I just make, it's about a liter, I would imagine, maybe 2 liters, 1.5 liters, something like that. And, you know, that's usually about 4 cups of coffee in the morning. 8 to 12, depending on the day. I have a 12 cup old school coffee pot. Okay, right on. Yeah. Sounds similar to my French press, but it's, I just do those 3 or 4 like large coffee mug cups. Butter, espresso. You know, I remember when this was a thing. I can't say I agree with you. Good for you. Hey, I'm happy that works for you. I tried it. I just didn't like it. I remember when that was a thing. Okay, that's good. And your VPS also, depending on the provider, like it should offer certain snapshots similarly to how a VM functions. You know, I know with past VPS solutions I've used, not for OpenClaw, something else completely, web hosting in general, they generally do, whether it's daily or every hour, and then you can restore your system back to that point in time. So it's kind of like a snapshot in a sense. I would probably honestly trust the VPS backup more because all you got to do is contact support in most cases and then say, hey, restore back to this backup from this day at this time. And then you don't have to go do everything manually, which is nice. Yeah, I'm just running a VM on my machine. Now, the restore process, this is actually probably a great video to make. There's 2 approaches you can take. You can manually pull all of the data and restore it into your workspace directory, that root directory, or you can have your agent do it for you, right? Those are 2 options right there. Because the backup, it's just backing up all the files, right? Usually, I mean, if you're doing it right, you should definitely not back up any secrets, any credentials, things like that. But those are already local. Those usually don't get overwritten unless you do something to overwrite them. And in any case, you can just relog into everything to save those credentials again. But you're more so copying over all the files and replacing everything, right? That's just the easiest way to do it, right? But I realize probably a good idea to make a video on that. Pokemon, howdy. How you doing today? Mocha pot. It was so simple, but it just lost, like I stopped using it, so I forgot what it was called. That's exactly what it was. Interesting. Yeah, so the resources page, thank you for this. I am going to be improving it. I'm already not liking the experience on resources because it's not digestible, right? You just get this search and then all these tiles, right? I do want to adjust how this looks and how you digest all the resources first and foremost. And then once I change that layout, I'll make sure that everything's responsive. Guilty, I didn't look to see if this was responsive. I mean, let's just, out of curiosity, yeah, I see what you mean. So the resource itself is responsive, but going to all resources, it's not. I gotcha. We'll fix this. We'll fix this. Bialetti. I need to Google this. What is this? Oh yeah, Mocha Pot, Bialetti. Yeah, that's the official one, right? That's exactly. And I am guilty. I did, like, was it on the bottom one or no? It's the top one. I accidentally left it on the stove and forgot one day, and it's just all blacked out. I had to throw one away. I tried to use, man, I'm having a brain fart right now. Whew. And talk about Friday blues. Steel wool, right? Because usually steel wool can scrape anything off of any type of material like this. Nothing fixed that. I tried espresso cleaner. I tried all these chemicals to try to remove the just this smoky blackness layer to everything, and then it made everything taste horrible. So I had to toss that, sadly. Use Hetzner and they allow you to make a manual backup, but it also backs itself up every day. Yeah, nice. This is also one of the reasons I went with Hetzner. I believe they all provide them, but I just loved Hetzner's vibe when I was signing up and doing research. So video coming about Hetzner VPS plus OpenClaw at some point. But as I mentioned in past live streams, I'm building that out for a personal system. So I'm not going to make content out of my personal system, but I will make content around my experience with using it, and then most likely deploy one from scratch for a demo. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. On top of GitHub, on top of Google Drive. I'm a big backup guy. I can't tell you how many times in my career and just life in general, I wish I made more backups. It's just like a theme of it. So I'm very, very strict with backups. Every Italian is given a mocha pot at birth. We have to make it past our whole life. Hey, so we need to look at the resources page on our website in production. It's not responsive. The resources themselves are responsive, but the root directory of resources is not responsive. I'd like to optimize this, please. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so we'll do that work real time. Oh yes, I was looking over this earlier. I was very curious. It's good to see they auto-enabled those packages from Microsoft. Nice open source solution, not kind of forcing people to go pay for an API from 11 Labs. And not even forcing, just not really educating people that this one from Microsoft exists, right? Some TUI improvements. Check back on our agent. Let's work here. Okay. I prefer it right now. I mean, one of the biggest differences is the real-time streaming. Like, you don't have to configure the SSE or any type of streaming. It's just all real-time data, right? With your database. Whereas with Supabase, you have to create like some type of streaming feature in the back end for it to stream that data real time on the front end. So that's one of like the main standouts. The other is they don't, at least not yet, right? Like, I hope they don't change this, but Supabase for custom domains on OAuth setups, you have to first sign up, but they don't state that you sign up and then have to pay additionally per custom domain. With Convex, it's included up to whatever they allow within that column, that package. They don't try to upsell you like Supabase does. So that's why I lean Convex, and that's why I'm strictly building with Convex now. I actually did get an email last night stating that my hobby account that I've been testing with reached its max resources. So I think it's time for me to start paying $25 a month. I was going as far as I needed to go until it was time to pay. Just trying to push the limits, you know? Yeah, I don't want to hard refresh this yet because I remember I didn't set up persistent memory. So 3D tab added. All right. I mean, we do have to refresh, hard refresh. So we'll just close out the terminal for now. And let's see, did it one-shot it? Oh? It did not one-shot it. Almost. Damn. Yeah, even using all of these hotkeys, reset, escape. Almost. All right. What's a bummer is I gotta set that up because there should just be a way for me to minimize it for it to float. And even if I hard refresh the page, the terminal is persistent. So that's something I got to vibe code into this. Yeah. And like, so you get the pro sub, right? But then you have to pay additionally per project, per like, it's too much upselling from Supabase. I don't like it. I don't like those tactics. It's like, be transparent. But yeah, Theo's content's great, especially the comparison between Supabase and Convex. That's a great watch. Highly recommend anybody considering adopting Convex and wanting to learn about the differences. You know, he's definitely more of the technical brain to explain those differences better than I could. So highly recommend checking out that video. All right, we're almost there. So the view kind of works, but I can only see the office view in the like top 1/3 of that container. And I can't really, things don't look 3D, but at the same time, this is like super condensed. So I really wish there was a way for me to, let me try to give you a screenshot here. As you can see all this empty space there. And it looks like my text didn't get on there, did it? Got the image in there. Let me just grab that most recent transcript. Paste last transcript. Could have sworn the hotkey was, there it is. Yo, what's up, Sharma? Welcome back. How you doing today? Why is it putting in this reference? Let's remove that. There's also some lag in here. I don't remember ever seeing this before. This is interesting. One of the first tools I gave my agent was a browser, which I can point at its own dashboard. Yes, yes, and Muddy does have that capabilities, but keep in mind, we're not communicating with Muddy here. This is Claude and the CLI, right? So this is not an agent. We have to treat this like we're vibe coding in the CLI after spinning up a Claude session. Now, good idea though, you give me an idea. I should, in theory, be able to configure Claude and Chrome here. And since the CLI is taking place on the VM, it should be able to spin up a session. I didn't think about this until now. Where is that extension? Set that up, shall we? Wait, let's make sure this is the right one, right? Yeah. Yeah. 2.7, that's rude. Why are people giving it such a low? Like, I think people expect too much out of it, personally. And we should already be logged in, but let's double check. Nope, we're not. So let me do that off screen real quick. authorize. All right, perfect. Now let's make sure we're logged in there. All right, set that to Opus 4.7. Good. Let's make sure we go back there. All right, so that's good. We have Claude and Chrome here. So now in theory, should be able to access its own things when it needs to. And we'll test that probably over the weekend. What's up, F World? Dang, did you go to Colombia to get the coffee? No. Yes, he does. He does. He helps me with proposals, helps me plan out projects. I still do a lot of the work myself, of course, but yes, he does help me. But right now I am focused on building out a Hermes agent to handle anything front-facing. But yes, pretty much Muddy is responsible for anything ClearMud operations related, right? So day-to-day client work as well as content creation. And then the Hermes agent that I'm working on right now, creating an engineering team, is going to be focused on anything front-facing. So any products we create, any revenue-generating stuff, right? Hermes is going to start handling that and then communicating back with my OpenClaw agent setup. Yo, good morning, John. Welcome back. How you doing today? Found an error, huh? Nah, merge to main. Why not? Let's test it live. What's up, Code Rush? Yeah, this is Claude CLI. This is technically not an IDE. This is my Muddy OS for my OpenClaw AI agent setup. I just built out an IDE-like terminal so that I can start doing work in the CLI inline, right? Inline to Muddy OS, ClearMud OS. So it's kind of like a workaround to using my Claude sub for OpenClaw. However, right, my agents aren't using the sub. It's me spinning up a Claude session in the CLI here, as you see. It's kind of custom built, quote unquote, IDE within Muddy OS that controls my entire OpenClaw setup. That way I can start doing work on different parts of Muddy OS and ClearMud OS with my Claude subscription. If you're curious on how I built it, yeah, there seems to be some lag just on the system overall. This is weird. I don't have too much open today. In this video, I walk through some workarounds, right? So I talk about how ClearMud OS still uses my Claude sub, as well as Muddy OS. And then I give you, if we go to resources, interesting. What happened to that? know what? All that web work I was doing, did I make a mistake and overwrite? I got to restore that. Yeah, it looks like I accidentally either removed it or hid it from production, so I need to go fix that. But yeah, I essentially just built it, and it works. It works great. Just think of it like a terminal, right? That's essentially what it is. And then I could split view it just like a ghosty terminal. But I primarily just use the one. Yeah, I have to add that to my list of notes for this weekend. Now it's all backed up on, locally, GitHub, as well as Convex. So I'll be able to restore those resources. Just give me through Monday, sadly. Yeah. It's definitely worth a look. I've been having a very good experience with Hermes for specific use cases. Now, is it going to replace OpenClaw? No. Do they work parallel? Yes. Yeah, I've noticed this as well. No, I have not. Give me a TLDR, if you don't mind me, about this Carpathy skill. You know what? It looks like I restored the session, but it didn't restore the effort. It's a bummer. thought that was possible. Yeah, I'm just doing some research on the side while we're waiting for Claude and the CLI to finish up here. Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, me too. Like, listen, I have no complaints. Like, I spent my first few weeks just asking it questions, figuring out its capabilities, figuring out its strengths, its weaknesses. It was very transparent. It didn't try to say, you know, I'm better than OpenClaw. It didn't, you know, it's not trying to have me replace OpenClaw. It's just letting me know that where it thrives, right? Understanding key differences between the two. And now I'm finally building something on it, right? After asking it weeks of questions. All right. Claude took its sweet time here. I'm shocked I went this long without eating. I was hungry at like 10 a.m. Just powered through the day. Baked for 11 minutes and 34 seconds. So let's close that terminal. Do a hard refresh on the page. Still the same issue, huh? One more hard refresh. Thought I hit enter. What's going on? Oh, it's because this was highlighted. That's a weird bug. Okay. That is a very weird bug. I don't like the lag in this terminal. I need to work on that this weekend for sure. There's a lot to do this weekend. But the weather's so nice too. I want to get off the computer. There we go. Would you differentiate what you're going to set up with Hermes versus OpenClaw? Like, I have a skill that does some social media posting, etc., and it generates images, blogs. This would be better on Hermes. So for me personally, Hermes is going to be my engineering team when it comes from revenue generating products and SaaS products, and anything that requires me to create, production, staging environments, fix bugs every 24 hours, real time, also doing new feature updates once a week. That's what I'm building the team around. But it's not for MuddyOS. MuddyOS has its own engineering team internally, right? But Hermes, that whole multi-agent setup I'm working on is for front-facing products, right? And future ideas that I have that I'm going to be deploying for ClearMud as a brand. Hope that answers your question. Coming up with a solution for known weakness is the best feeling ever. Yeah, it really is. Hey, what's up, Sakuras? Welcome back. It's been a while. Yo, Jack. Hey, Mud, what's your job role? Bro, your content is elite, but it is all for content? Or do you have a business that vibe coding helps with? Yeah, so my background, I appreciate, first of all, thanks for the compliment. My background is that of a computer network engineer, but I am retired. I don't do that type of work anymore. I also dabbled in web development at the end of that career, took a few years off, started this idea, ClearMud, back in 2023, but I didn't know what it was gonna be yet. I did know it was gonna be a new brand and a new business that I'm building out. In the present moment, I do side work, client work, web development work, custom AI agent setup work. I don't necessarily train people one-on-one with vibe coding. That's where this channel comes in, right? But my background is that of hardware, software, and networking, just core fundamentals across the board. Any Windows environment, any Linux distribution, any Mac environment. I grew up around computers. I was very fortunate to grow up in a family-owned computer shop. So I built my first computer when I was like 6 years old. It was technically a server. Didn't know what I was doing, mind you, but that's how early and hands-on I was. And that's, a TLDR of my experience, my background, the type of work I do in the present moment. I do have plans for ClearMud. Yes, I do have plans to offer certain packages to train people from start to finish, helping them deploy, first of all, validate a business idea or a core concept and then deploy it from start to finish. But right now, the focus is being consistent with this channel, giving the sauce for free, because it's my belief that instead of advertising and promoting you to a school community like most of these influencers are, most of them, a handful of them have good intentions, all right? And I'm not gonna single out anybody, but there's a lot of them with bad intentions who are simply there to extract money from innocent people. That's not me. I would rather continue focusing on this channel, continue making each video better than the last, bringing as much value for free as I can, because I believe long-term, that'll 100x that of creating a school community right now that paywalls videos that I think should be free, right? I'm very against paywalling any videos. So yeah, quick TLDR. And yeah, as far as what I think of Quen, I haven't played with it too much yet. So listen, I only speak on what I know. And I don't know much about it. I've heard good things though. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Jack. Thanks again for the compliment and the good questions. And thanks for being here. Been grinding, debugging my new platform now with Opus 4.7. Nice, nice. So I take it, did you find a workaround? You don't have to say it, right? I'm sure if anybody's finding workarounds, they're not publicly stating it because it does violate terms of service, but I'm guessing you're just paying for API token usage, is my guess. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Call to hear other people my age and say they're retired from something. I retired from teaching after 11 years last year and went full time with my own business after being part-time for 12 years. Yeah, like when I say retired, like it's not like I don't have to work another day in my life. I do have to do something. But the reason for retiring from that particular industry was the amount of hours I put in on any given day, and the sudden death of my dog at that time due to bone cancer. That just, it came so quick, and it was bad, right? And it really made me take a step back as far as like, wow, I spent all this time away from her. Now, for most people, a dog is a dog. For her, she was like a daughter, right? She really changed my life for the better. And it made me take a step back and realize I don't want to keep putting in these hours in this industry. And there's a lot of other reasons, but that's why I essentially retired from that line of work. What's up, Sammy? Welcome back. Hey, it's all good. I'm glad you're here now. We've just been vibing. You know, live streams are a place to vibe, chat, ask questions. Yeah. Are they charging the same for Opus 4? I mean, it's a part of the subscription, so yeah. Also, is it Hermes or Hermes? Wait, you spelled it the same. I don't know. I don't know the correct way to pronounce it, if I'm being honest with you. I say Hermes. You correct me if I'm wrong. I have not. What's 02 AI? I love hearing about things in chat, though. There's so much AI hype, like new insane tool or agent every day. Some channels are so clickbait. Yeah, yeah. Sadly, it is. And listen, I make a mental note of the real ones, and I look forward to collaborating with the real ones. But the fake ones, I mean, they can reach out and I'll simply say thanks, but wishing you the best of luck. Not interested, you know? I'm going to take a very strict stance on not collaborating with people I don't agree with, you know, with their tactics and what they're doing. I have coded in text-based. If I want to start vibe coding, where to start on tools? So in my opinion, if you're comfortable in a terminal, in a command line interface of any sort, first of all, don't feel intimidated. It's just a chat. If you think about it, you install a particular agent across your system. You then spin up that agent in whatever directory you want, and then you just start vibing. I'm working on a series of beginner-friendly videos. I started one last week, and I was supposed to do one yesterday, but the whole Opus 4.7 dropped, and I thought, let me just create a video around vibe coding 3 ideas, just real time. But I'm essentially dropping a series of videos that are going to be in a playlist that are beginner friendly. I just don't have those out yet. So I would say just start in the CLI now. If that's intimidating by any means, go sign up for a free trial of Replit and then sign up for a $20 a month Claude Code sub. You're going to find that you're going to like Claude Code a lot more because Replit, while it does make the creation and deployment easier, their costs are insane, right? I tested Replit early on. I tested Bolt. I tested Lovable. The pricing is just, listen, they have their use cases, but if you can follow directions and know how to ask the right question, which it sounds like you can level up yourself, is just start in the CLI. Pick one of your favorite models. Do a $20 OpenAI sub, a $20 Google sub, and a $20 Claude sub. Test all 3 models, rather all 3 providers with all their various models. Get a feel for which one you like most, and then go from there. I hope that answers your question. Oh, I got to catch up on comments. Hold on. Let me start from most recent. Yeah, it does not compare to Claude, but a lot of people have to test both to kind of experience the difference, right? I'm not telling you to go use Lovable over Claude. It's more so get familiar with all of the options, and then I guarantee you'll find that Claude or any CLI-based vibe coding solution is not only cheaper, significantly cheaper, but a much better experience, and it teaches you more. Hey Jack, just shoot me an email on the website. I'll be completely transparent. My schedule is very, very packed through the end of the month. I don't just hop on calls for the sake of hopping on calls. I'm happy to schedule something and talk a little bit more in detail, but I am very busy aside from the channel. So just reach out to me via email. That's the best place to kind of go down that path. I have Claude and GPT. Yeah. No, Claude is honestly, I've had the best experience with. GPT is okay. I'm using it more and more now because of OpenClaw banning Anthropic subs, you know. No, I'm not. I don't offer that right now. No. If you know what you're creating, what it needs. Yeah. It's easy, but it's also, you know, from the perspective of not knowing what to do, you can just ask. Once you spin up a session, you're like, hey, I've never done this before. What's the best approach to doing X, Y, and Z, right? And depending on the model you ask, you're gonna get a different answer, but for the most part, a lot of the models will give you proper answers to help you build what you wanna build, whatever ideas it is that you have, right? Karpathy's skills, basically, it's simple behavioral guidelines that would improve Claude code behavior on LLM coding pitfalls and reduce common LLM coding mistakes. His repo is kind of popular. Interesting, okay. I'll have to check that out, thank you. Hermes, like the rich people wear, it's more of Hermes versus Hermes. I'm using Cloud Code with a remote session since I'm hardly ever at my actual PC, but they're taxing hard with 4.7. Sort of like 10 minutes and I've used 16% of my 5-hour. Interesting. You know, I haven't even checked usage at all this week. I get the game through AI is a very popular subject. Yeah. Trying to make sure I get to all the comments here. Yeah. And it's not, right? Like, listen, this is also me, like, I want to be cautious, right? It's like, I think they have their use case. I think that their target audience, it works for them, right? But for most of us, if you're vibing on these live streams, if you've been following my content at all, like, chances are you're more advanced than the Lovables, the Replits, and the Bolts, right? Yeah. Exactly. Right? But like, I'm going to go back to it. Like, they have their use case. They target a specific type of persona, right? A specific buyer persona. For most of us here in chat, we're not that persona, right? So we don't see the value in those platforms. Hey, I think this is a great idea for future live streams, but as I'm going to reiterate, I don't mean to be rude. I don't allow people on the live streams to shill their stuff. If you want to talk one-on-one, just email me, introduce me to what you're doing. But you know, maybe for future live streams, we do something where we bring people on the show. But right now, this is not the type of live stream that this is, okay? I just want to be very clear and direct and blunt, okay? So thanks, Jeff. Or Jack, forgive me. They rest usage for everyone. Oh, reset usage for everyone yesterday. Interesting. Let's see. Let's see how this looks, shall we? Is this responsive now? Hey, look at that. It's responsive now. It's still very basic. I'm going to work on an entirely new way to digest this, but I forget who mentioned it, but thank you. We fixed it real time. The resource library is responsive now on mobile, so you should be able to view that with no problem. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Like Replit, Lovable. Think of it like this. It's like a chat GPT to build your own app. You go on the website, it gives you a chat bubble. You say what you want to build. They generally offer a free trial. They offer 100 prompts per month, most of them, but you'll find that you chew through that usage so quickly, and they charge on average what a Claude Pro sub would be, which is $20 a month. But you get, you know, thousands and thousands of requests on Claude versus 100 requests on Replit or Lovable, for example. I think their unique selling proposition is they handle everything, right? They do the building. They don't really let you customize the tech stack, but then they also handle the deployment for you as well. But your data is also stuck there unless you pull it off, right? So there's positives and negatives, but I'm going to reiterate, it goes back to the type of individual who's using it, right? It's not for everybody. They target a specific type of person. And I think for that type of person, it's great. It's great. If you want to pay that price and be limited with 100 prompts per month, by all means, do it. But I'll never recommend it, personally. All right, let's go back. So we're also missing some resources. It looks like the paperclip resource as well as the resource from the video that Anthropic banned OpenClaw. Here's some workarounds. The master prompt to create those workarounds. What happened to those two resources? Are those easily recoverable on your end, or do I have to manually do this through Convex? And then good job on the responsive layout. Looks good. No complaints. My file is compiled clean. Here's what I changed this round. Field of view widen, roughly doubles the visible area. Target lifted, room height. Okay. Still the same, huh? Let's make sure I select effort max here. Oh, I typed it twice. Yeah, there's some lag in this terminal. Could just be my overall system right now. And figure out what's going on there. So I'll paste in another screenshot for you, but essentially nothing has changed. I'm gonna pop open the browser console as there's a few minor warnings. I don't think they're related, but I wanted to give you as much information as possible here. The entire container still shows. The kind of legend along the bottom border still shows, but the canvas is still restricted to the top quarter view of the container. What are we missing here, right? Don't just assume. I don't want to keep going in circles here. This shouldn't be rocket science. The canvas and the 3D office view and the 3D tab should be visible inside that entire container. But as you'll see in the screenshot, it is not. Respond to that. Yeah, so why did you replace old resources, right? What do we have to do to improve to ensure this doesn't happen anymore? We should never replace a resource, right? When we add a resource, it lives there forever, period. Is this a matter of creating a way to digest these resources more efficiently? Like, what's the solution here? Because you made a mistake you shouldn't have made. I swear it's been like this with GPT. With Anthropic, I wouldn't have ran into this issue. I'm really hoping for a GPT announcement very soon for a new model. But we just have to be patient, you know? Let's go back to chat. It's been a while. Be firm. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to understand why it's making these mistakes. Just check the link in the bio for this channel. That's the best one. Sounds good, man. Thanks for stopping by. So apparently that's a front end thing that's not picking up the changes that it's made. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I mean, usually when Anthropic announces a new model or a new update or a new version, OpenAI is not too far behind. Right. So I'm kind of shocked that, I mean, have we? Let's go to OpenAI. I don't think there's any new... Isn't there a blog here? I mean, we'll just go to GPT. Excuse me. I don't really see like any clear announcement. Who was that that account that we found not too long ago? Was it? It wasn't Theo. Damn. Gotta remember these accounts that I add. Okay, so they did announce something here, but it's directly supported to, or directly related to research across biology, drug discovery, and translational medicine. Interesting. I would have thought Opus 4.7 released, GPT 5.5 released, you know, type of thing, but I don't see any of that. What's interesting is they did announce this the same day that it's just hilarious. It's like what they always have to like go after each other. Okay, 5.4 cyber, a version fine-tuned for cybersecurity use cases and enabling more advanced defensive workflows. Interesting. Okay, but there's no like new step up, right? It was Tebow. That's who it was. I was like thinking TiVo or Theo, but I knew it wasn't Theo or TiVo. Tebow. I won't forget this now. Yeah, there's really like nothing, no new model. You're just talking codecs. Introducing 5.4, cyber. I don't have access to this. Is this just a specific invite only? I need to look into that. I'd like to test it. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we just discovered, right? Like, been kind of living under a rock here. Have you tried, right as we're looking at it? No, not yet. My STT is going crazy. STT. Yo, what's up, Derek? Welcome back. How you doing today? They released one for like, yep. So we discovered this. I was literally searching through this. Yeah, you never know when to expect these things, you know? All right, go for it. Both fixes, please. Another day in the life. 2 kids at work with me sick, but making it through. Oh man, I tip my hat off to you. I tip my imaginary hat off to you. I don't know how you do it. Speech to text, pick GPT instead of GPT. Okay, gotcha. Whoops. Let's go see his responses though. Let's see who he's replying to. Okay, he hasn't woken up today yet. I'm just looking forward to a GPT 5.5. Because I have a feeling we're all going to be very happy with our OpenClaw setups with a newer model or an updated model. I could be wrong. Yeah, it is. It truly is. And you know, it's hilarious how it happens the same day. It's like they were ready to make this announcement. They might have just been waiting, right? Like it's way too much of a coincidence for that to be dropped the same exact time, right? Like, or the same exact day. Make sure that's up in the background there. Let's clean up that desktop. All right, that coffee is officially caught up to me. Give me a 2-minute bio break and I'll be right back. I just want to approve something before I step away because I have a feeling as soon as I step away, it's going to ask for my approval. Let's also do auto accepts on to make sure. All right, maybe auto accepts will work just fine. BRB. Thanks for your patience there. And I'm happy to see that it wasn't waiting for me to do anything when I got back. It's wonderful. You already know. You already know. I'm guessing you're talking about Discord. Yep, always at the end. Always at the end. And I'm just kind of Thardik. Just want to see what he's been posting about recently. Another Twitter account. Interesting. I mean, we'll follow it and we'll add notifications here. Oh, that's a cool animation. If anything, this is what I'm coming to this Twitter account for. That's really cool. See what time is it. Eats. Okay. All right. Let's give it a hard refresh, shall we? There we go, much better. Now, how does this look though? So the camera's kind of, hey, I do kind of like this, but now it's like, these rooms are like, love how I can pop into, all right. All right, you fixed the container, great work. Now, before we continue, I would like this container to actually be full width and full height within this container on the ops module team tab, right? So I would essentially like it to go all the way to the left until we have that left menu bar and all the way to the top until we have that top nav header tab bar. That way we get more of an immersive office experience. Additionally, these offices are very short. You got to increase the height. If I click on one particular cube or office or room, it should readjust the viewpoint for me to view that room entirely. I think we should have WASD control movements as well. So now it's just a matter of optimizing this view, but I think step one is making this full width and full height so that we have more of that immersive experience, more to work with. Let me know if you have any questions on that front, but not a bad first draft here. Yeah, we got to fix this. Way too much lag. Oh. Just paste that manually one more time. So I want to do some work on the terminal itself to figure out what this lagginess is caused by, but I have a feeling it might conflict with the work we're doing because we're using the terminal, so I don't want to start that yet, sadly. Full bleed is the priority. Let me first map the outer layout so I know what I'm doing. Okay. Hopefully I explained that correctly. I gotta fix this lag. Open that, make sure Vercel is solid. I actually haven't checked on that. It hasn't responded, but let's just go and see what's up with the website. Resources, looks like it didn't restore those yet. API is working just fine though. It's feeding real-time data. It's good. Latest live streams, latest videos, that all still looks good. Over here thinking about, do I want to spoil myself for some dinner tonight? I kind of feel like I should. What's everyone eating tonight? I think I'm going to spoil myself here. I still have to wait too because they're still closed. They only open at 7 for dinner. That works. Reposition that. Yeah, I think the move here is after this, I need to fix this laggy terminal first and foremost. And then secondly, I want persistent memory in the terminal. So even if I hard refresh the page itself, the terminal floats outside of that. I feel like that's going to complicate things, but it should be possible. But I wonder if it's, I mean, I have Hermes doing more now, so let's close this since we're not using CMux today. Try to just like close everything that could be causing any type of lag. We'll force quit that. We can close Cursor. We can close Visual Studio Pro. I didn't realize I had all those open as well. Close Codex too. I didn't open the Codex app. Oh, that's really annoying. How do you how your desktop? What software? What do you mean? Actually add that. Oh, I already have that. Okay. Check for sell. Took its sweet time, but it finally, I mean, as you can see, GPT closes the loop, but we prompted what, like 30 minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago, right? And it finally just finished 7 minutes ago with a new push to Vercel. So let's go check. So it closes the loop now. It's nice. It's just not as fast as Anthropic, right? Okay, paperclip is back. Great. Okay, and then for those who were asking, here's that resource that was overwritten on accident. But I pretty much talk about how I have ClearMud OS configured, right? With my YouTube script, video to social, live streams, commands. These all still route through Claude CLI. It doesn't violate terms of service, right? And then additionally, this IDE as well that I built. I give some master prompts for you to build your own as well, right? It may not get you the same exact output. You just have to vibe code it a little bit. But yeah. So as you can see, listen, OpenAI subs work. They're just slower. And what's more important is after this week's of updates and fixes, it actually closes the loop now. I don't have to keep checking in on it. I can trust that it'll get done. Maybe not the quickest, but it'll get done, which is nice. That's why I have faith in Peter. I have faith with him being on OpenAI's team. If he wasn't on the team, if he wasn't acquired by OpenAI, I would not have the faith in GPT models or OpenAI subscriptions for OpenClaw for that matter. But I think with a little bit of patience, we're going to be very happy by the end of the month. I was a bacon wrapped everything kid. I would wrap it around anything I could. Build clean, almost ready for us to test. All right. Build clean. Here's everything that just landed. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. Much better. It's almost there. Let's see. can't really click the rooms like I asked for. But now it's a matter of us kind of, okay, nice. So like having it like pinned here. Okay. Hey, we're making progress here. Now, the size feels good. I love it. Okay. Now what's interesting though is like, if anything, we should just have like a click on Office, you know? I even have a boost, like a sprint. Wow, really cool. Okay. Okay, so right click up, down, nice. Pretty intuitive movement. All right, not a bad second draft. Everything looks good as far as the immersive experience I wanted, the full width, the full height, right? The full bleed, so to speak. Now, each office though, I feel like the legend on the bottom, if I were to click one of those legends, it takes us to their office. Additionally, Warren should be purple and not green. Warren should not be the same as Muddy. Now, furthermore, when you click on the legend, it should take you to that office view and then anchor it from like the top left corner of the room, pointing to the entire room. And then we should have all of the desks and the characters kind of organized like an office. They should be a bit taller, right? They're very short within the containers within each individual office. I think, you know, the corner office with like a glass view should be the chief of staff, and then everybody outside of the corner office within the kind of container there has their own desks, right? And it should be like a 3D voxel look. I can give you a screenshot into something that we built in the CLI. This is how I would like the offices to look more. And I think that's enough for now. As far as the movement keys, everything works great. I think for the Muddy COO, I think we should have me in there, the human, right? Because right now the human is kind of placed behind the office. And again, across all of these individual containers and offices for each room, all of the characters need to be much taller, right? But I think, yeah, each chief of staff should have a corner office. And let me know if you have any questions, and I'll give you a screenshot of what we built in the CLI as well. Okay, pasted in all that. Let me realize I didn't get a screenshot of the office. Let me catch up on comments here. Yo, what's up, ITSec Pro? Welcome back. So this is, yeah, Arc browser. I use it because of the highlighter border. That's the only reason I use it. They actually did stop. They're going to stop updating it at some point, but I love that it gives me this highlighter border around the browser. It's like the main reason I use it for videos and live streams. It just saves me time in post and just obviously makes it more enjoyable, and you can see what window we're kind of highlighting into. Interesting. Change directory, desktop, dev. Opus demo, change directory. 5174. Wait, was it 5174 or 53? Oh, 5173. Doi. Yeah, thanks for answering that, Ryan. Yeah, I believe, if I remember correctly, what did they just start? Arc browser. Let's just go and look. I should have an announcement up in front. Dia is the next kind of evolution of Arc. But it's essentially, I don't want to test it yet personally. I will obviously soon, but just feels like another, you know, ChatGPT-ish browser. Seems cool, but I like Arc with what it is. I don't want all these features that Dia gives you, so I haven't installed it yet. I will test it at some point. But again, I still primarily use Brave browser as my primary daily driver, and then Google Chrome occasionally. But then Arc is specifically for content creation because of this border. It's something as simple as that. Ooh, pizza spot's open. Let's see, do they have any good deals today? I'm kind of feeling like some good old margarita pizza. Neapolitana. Wait, are they not open? No, they should open at 7. Yeah, they're open. Beautiful. Oh yeah, they do still have that. Wow. It's kind of hard not to get a pizza when it's buy one, get one free right now. My goodness. That's, Plus fly to corner is what it's calling it. I keep forgetting every time I respin up an Opus 4.7 session, I keep forgetting to set the effort. Interesting. Don't really see any. Yes. Well, you know, as you know, with a pizza oven, it takes a lot to get it rolling, you know, 5 hours of prep just from wood, warming it up, heating it up. And then the day before I have to make the dough and let it ferment and rise for about 18 to 20 hours. So didn't do any of that prep work. So as much as I'd love to snap my fingers, start that fire and cook pizza within the next hour, if that were possible, I'd do it. But the fact that it is, you know, a 5-hour minimum lead time, it's like plus 24 hours to prep the dough myself. It's kind of like, meh. I don't always make it, no. But this pizza spot is, it's an Italian immigrant here in Portugal. He's got a legit wood-fired oven. I mean, it makes delicious pizzas, you know. Yeah, it's one of those things I have to plan for, right? I normally keep frozen dough in the freezer. Like I'll make extra big batches and freeze dough so that I don't have to prep 24 hours in advance. In the morning, if I decide I want to make pizza that afternoon, I just pull out the dough, let it defrost, kind of feed it a little bit, form it, and then let it rest for an hour or two. Then it's ready to go for sure. But I ran out of frozen dough. I haven't made a batch in a little while. So I have to make a decision. I might save that for this weekend. I'm gonna go check what leftovers I have after the stream. I can't remember what's sitting in the fridge. I might just spice up some leftovers, make some burritos. We'll see. Figure that out as soon as I end this stream here. Yo, what's up, Corey? Welcome back. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. If you had $50 a month for LLMs, assuming it's just for fun and learning, I can upgrade to $100 a month eventually, but not right now. Which of the main 3 mid-tier subs feels like the most valuable? Interesting. So considering none of them offer a $50 a month plan, I would recommend GPT and Anthropic, $20 a month subs. And in some cases, you can actually get away with... was it claude.com.ai/purpose? That promo is over. One thing we can do, claude.ai/, there was another one. I guess I didn't access it here. Sometimes they do these promos. No, that was too many months ago. I don't feel like that's active. Let me try to find you a promo. Because they were having like the first 3 months, 50% off for pro subs. So you're paying $10 a month. Great value. I had like 3 of those running at the same time at one point until I just bit the bullet and upgraded to max. But I would say Anthropic and OpenAI. Now, this also depends on what you're using them for. You might be able to do Anthropic and then Google, but both OpenAI and Google offer great free tiers. I would say first and foremost Anthropic, even though I don't like how they banned OpenClaw, they're still a great model, and they're a great model for beginners too. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, maybe I might have to do that. I need to go to the farm to get more firewood too. Yeah, like before I answer this a little bit more, like, what are you trying to get out of it? Is it vibe coding strictly? If it's vibe coding strictly, I might have a different answer. And then are you going to be building out an OpenClaw setup or no OpenClaw? I think my recommendation would change depending on you're just building web apps or ideas or prototypes versus building something out and using OpenClaw, right? Answer that for me, and then I'll give you a more thoughtful answer and in-depth there. I'll leave this up for now. OpenClaw, I'm a coder. I'm heading towards a more tech leadership role. So more experimental, keeping up with the agentic workflows. Coding is just where my skill set is today. Yeah, just because of the fact, right, OpenClaw, I would definitely say OpenAI sub for one, so that you can use that and not pay additional API usage unless you can afford, you know, setting up an Anthropic API to run as your primary agent. And then Anthropic. Because Google offers a good enough free tier to test a Gemini API key for free. And if you're already using other Google products, go check, like, if you have a Google Workspace account or a Google device, chances are you already have a $20 a month sub co-located onto your Google subscription somewhere. If you have a Google One membership, right, for backups, like a lot of Google products offer it inline. So first check that, see if you already have a free Google AI sub, and then just go with OpenAI and Anthropic. Those would be my two, for sure. At that budget, yes, definitely. Now, if you wanted to try other models as well, I think Ollama offers like a good, or OpenRouter offers a good kind of solution where you can pay monthly and have access to a suite of models. The only thing I haven't tested personally is what's the difference if I were to pay $20 a month on Ollama or OpenRouter for that matter, or any of these kind of solutions which give you access to every model out there. Like, what's the comparison in price? Do I get more out of my $20 a month sub with just solely an Anthropic model, or do I get more out of it using Ollama via Anthropic? That's something I haven't tested, so I can't speak to that, right? But I know that that's an alternative as well. Yeah, like you'd be surprised how many Google things I have, because I'm a big Google Pixel guy. I've been a big Android guy my whole life, so I don't have an iPhone. And like I signed up for Google AI Ultra, but I have so much access to $20 a month subs through various things I subscribe with Google. It's crazy. It's crazy. So check first. Like I have way too many Google accounts. That's definitely. But chances are you guys might have some free access already. Yeah, I think for me too, a local LLM server is you know, on the list at some point once I budget the hardware for that. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, OpenAI, you know, just for the fact that you have your own OpenClaw setup, or you're building out your own setup, it's like, listen, they're the only model that has publicly spoken that you can use our subscriptions for OpenClaw, and there's no restrictions whatsoever, right? So like, it's that peace of mind, right? So since you're working in OpenClaw as well, definitely OpenAI number one, and then Anthropic number two. And then just test the limits of a free Gemini API key, because you do get free tokens. It's just, they're not as much as people think. They max out pretty quickly. So also checking to see what Google accounts you already have to see if some type of $20 a month sub is already applied to that account or claimable through that account. All right, I think we're at that point. Been streaming 2.5 hours, and I think we're gonna wrap things up here in a second. So we'll send out some Discord invites momentarily. I do want to view this office view before I end stream though, because I'm also getting very hungry. It's time to eat. Yeah, a power move from Elon would have been to optimize Grok for OpenClaw and allow subs of Twitter to like create their own OpenClaw setups, but that has not even been teased. So plus that dude's got way too much on his plate. I was leaning that way anyway, because when I got my own server, OpenAI can be hosted locally. Anthropic, I mean, doesn't let us. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Thanks for being here. Likewise. Thanks for giving me your time. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for asking questions, interacting. I just want to see this final output here for this office view. Yeah, my Grok didn't do much when I plugged it into my OC at first, then Claude saved the day. Yeah. And I think OpenAI is only going to get better with OpenClaw. We just need to be patient. I want OpenClaw set up to think like a Nintendo did with Mii's. I want my agent to hang out in a world with your agent. That'd be pretty cool. I'm sure somebody's working on that. Kind of like a world where OC agents can plug in, buy their own plots of land, hang out in the same neighborhood or communities as other OpenClaw agents. And if nobody's working on that, I mean, that sounds like an interesting idea in theory, right? Come on, Claude. Ooh, I just had an idea too. I'm just gonna write that on a personal note here. Yeah, we'll incorporate that later. Oh, see, I had a feeling somebody already did this. Hey, thank you, Derek. I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up. You keep up the good work too, man. You keep up the good work too, you know? I can only imagine. So I tip my hat off to you, finding the time to do everything you do. I use built-in memory. I have certain rules of kind of memory compaction as well as optimizing each individual like core memory files for each agent. But it hasn't been an issue for me, no. The only negative I've noticed with this migration from Anthropic to OpenAI models for all of my agents is I am having to retrain them a little bit, but they don't forget anything, which is wonderful. And with this week's updates, they're closing the loop. As you saw throughout this stream, we would prompt Muddy to do something. While he wasn't quick, he would eventually close the loop and finish the work. We just had to be patient with it, right? I know, right? Man, I'm being patient with Claude right now, but I am also very hungry. So if it doesn't finish in the next 2 minutes, I think we're just gonna log and I'll have to show this off on Monday. Cause yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. So in the time that I take to generate a Discord link, if it's not done, then I think we'll end stream. All right, here is a Discord link, 5 fresh links here. Ooh, sorry to yawn. And it's not ready yet. That's a bummer. We'll have to show this off Monday. I don't know how much work I'll do on it this weekend. I do want to kind of get out of the house for a little bit. So I think I'll spend half the weekend out of the house, half the weekend in the house. And when I leave the house, I'm not taking my computer. So, yeah. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, sometimes rebuilding everything is the move. But also sometimes getting a good night's sleep and then coming back to it the next day is also a good move. If you don't pay attention to the agent, they go down the wrong path. Hang out on the bad streets of town. Oh, man. Hey. I should have only waited until 12. I mean, my first meal of the day is about to be 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. So, yeah, my energy's, it's time for food. So I appreciate you. Thank you, TJ. Yeah, I'm going to come back to this later. Yeah, have a wonderful weekend, Corey. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the great questions. Likewise, TJ. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Thorn, for all the gifted subs today. Thank you, alls. Let's try to keep scrolling up. Thank you, ITSec Pro, for stopping by. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, I already said thank you, TJ. I was meant to hit Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. And thank you, Chris. Thank you, F-World. And I can't keep scrolling up. So just once again, thanks for taking the time to hang out on your Friday. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. And I'll catch you back here on Monday, same time. Until then, happy building. Cheers.